The next case is about a 35-year-old woman who presented with a PHQ-9 of 16, which is moderate to severe depression, a GAD of 10, which is in the moderate range of anxiety. So she had a mixed depression and anxiety picture, and in the ACT terms, we would describe her as being stuck. And this film is going to show you the 7 interview steps. So she was feeling stuck. There were job issues. She was separated from her alcoholic husband for many years, and she was not socialising very much. Well, welcome, Debbie. My understanding is your family doctor arranged for you to come and see me to talk about your stress. I'd just like to explain how I work, basically. My starting point is that you're a fully capable person, and that my role is to help you live a more fulfilled and valued life. So that's what my plan is. So can you tell me what you're seeking by coming here today?
Well, I just feel like I go along fine and then all of a sudden I hit a speed bump and everything seems to be wrong.
Right. Okay. And what have you tried to help you with this?
I have been on antidepressants, but it just feels like life can't be good without them.
Right. What else have you tried?
Counselling.
Yep. What sort of things did you do there?
My counsellor got me to try keeping a diary. Yeah.
And did that help?
Not really. I sort of did it for a little while and then gave up because it made me focus on the bad days.
Right, yeah, that's something that can happen. But so what has all this sort of cost you in terms of yourself?
I'm not a very sociable person anyway, but I have become even more of a hermit and I don't talk to my friends. I just go to work and come home.
So there are some people, situations or feelings you were avoiding?
Yes, so my friends, I don't really contact them anymore.
Right.
They haven't heard from me in a while.
So if there's one thing you could change in your life between now and next week, what might that be?
Just be happier.
Right. And if I had my video camera on you, which is to see changes in your behaviour, what would I notice if you were happier? What would you be doing?
Maybe contacting friends, going out a bit more.
Right, okay. So it seems like you've been under some stress lately and you've tried a few things, but they haven't been helping. So would you be interested in trying something different? Mm-hmm. Okay. One of the things I like to do is just to get a picture of your life is to get you to fill out a little checklist, and it's called Work, Love, Play, and this is it here. So this is work as in how things are going, work, how you spend your day, 10 being fantastic, 1 being not good at all. This is love as in friends, this is love as in intimates, this is love as in family, and then this is just play in terms of hobby, interests and recreation. And then I've got a few little questions to ask you down there. So would you mind just filling that in? So thanks. Okay, so thanks for that. Okay, so I just want to ask you a few questions about exercise. What do you do in the exercise department?
Not really anything. I have walked a half marathon once.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. So, what about smoking?
No, I don't smoke.
Okay. Sleep, how's your sleep being?
Quite erratic. I do shift work.
Okay, so that can be quite tricky, can't it? Do you use any recreational drugs?
No.
Okay. Alcohol?
Just social.
Okay. Are you involved in any community activities or volunteering at all?
I belong to like a support group for partners of alcoholics.
Okay.
So my ex-husband was.
Oh, okay. So that Al-Anon, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you have any sort of spiritual outlets?
No.
Okay. So just looking at your questionnaire here, so you scored 3 out of 10 for work, 8 out of 10 for friends, love and friends, 1 out of 10 for intimates, 10 out of 10 for family, and 3 out of 10 for play. Could you, just interested in the work situation there, could you tell me a little bit about what's been happening at work?
Yeah, work is quite stressful at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so what's been happening at work?
Well, we're quite short-staffed, and they seem to be quite slow in replacing people, and that makes work even more stressful.
Right, right. So what is it about that? Is it the fact that there's more work to do, or not feeling valued because people aren't being replaced?
Yeah, not feeling undervalued.
Okay. So just notice, just you tearing up a little bit there, Debbie. If your tears were words, what would they be saying?
That I'm not worth anything.
Okay. So that's a pretty painful feeling to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things I like to say to people about these painful experiences is that the brain has no delete button in it, unfortunately. So the brain's job is to keep you alive. And so it stores up all negative experiences that you've had. And when something goes wrong at work, it can pull them all together and take you down. For example, you may have failed a maths exam when you were 8. Your mum told you off when you were 16. You crashed the family car when you're 21. Then a colleague doesn't get replaced at work, and your brain can pull all that together. So one of the things I get people to do, to give the brain something constructive to do rather than something destructive to do, because when you pull all those things together, it can become destructive, is a thing called a mindful anchor. And so this is just a little set of steps I get through just to give the brain something constructive to do. So what I'd like you to do is just get your right hand and just put it up over your heart. Just put both feet on the ground. So this is what we call an anchor. And I'll then just take you through a mindfulness exercise. And just be interested to see how you feel when we get to the end of it. So we've named it. So being not valued, is that what the pain is?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've named it and we've noticed it. So we've noticed that not being valued's in the room. We've got a name for it. And now I'd like you just to soften up around that for a moment. Just a little bit of self-compassion. So I'm not valued. So just soften up around that a little bit and just see if you can give that a little bit of space. Just breathe into that. And then just see if you can let it go a little bit. Just let it have a little bit of room. So, okay. So what are you noticing right now as you're doing this exercise?
Yeah, I can feel myself letting go of it.
Yeah. Okay. So now what might be possible? Now you've been able to let go of that feeling a little bit. What might be possible in the future around all these sort of concerns you've had?
I could try contacting a friend.
Okay. Okay, I think that would be a good thing to do, because one of the things when you get stressed is your world becomes a little bit small, and one of my roles actually is to re-expand that so that you can get back to function as you say. My video camera would be on you, and you'd be happy again. So, who's somebody you could contact?
My friend Fiona.
Okay. So what I like to do is I have a task list. So if you're happy, can I write you some tasks to do?
Sure.
Okay. So this is tasks. So contact Fiona. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 means you'll absolutely do it, and 1, not a chance in hell. So, in terms of contacting Fiona, what would you score that as?
10.
10. Okay. So that's pretty likely to happen, isn't it? Okay. What about something else? Is there something else you could do, maybe in the activity exercise area?
I could try walking every day.
Okay. So walking every day. So how likely are you to do that out of 10, do you think?
Probably 6.
Okay, 6, my experience, isn't going to happen. It needs to be sort of a 7 or more. Can perhaps we renegotiate what you could do in terms of exercise such that it would be a 7 or 8 out of 10?
I could aim for 3 times a week.
Okay, and what would that be on a scale of 1 to 10?
9, I think.
Okay, so that's probably going to happen as well. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. So there we go. So that's your task list there. So it's got the 2 things there. So what my suggestion would be is that see how you go with your tasks, and then we'll just catch up in a week's time. So how would that be?
That's good. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for coming in. So this lady came back a week later and her PHQ 9 score had dropped from 16 to 3, so she was back to normal. Her GAD 10 had come from 10 down to 3. And so in that space of time, we'd been able to broaden her life such that she was back to doing regular things. It doesn't really matter what people do, that if we'd chosen a couple of other things, I think that would have worked as well. It really is just getting people doing something that's different. We touched upon her values in that consultation, that work was important for her. The other thing was she found was the mindful anchor was quite useful because it gave her something to do when she was feeling those intense, painful emotions. So she reported that was actually quite a useful technique to be taught.